Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt. My workout today was Barbara with a partner. My wife and I tag team Barbara extra hard today. Anyways, I've got a body armor test for you all today. What do I have here from AR500 Armor, or Armored Republic, I do believe is how they go by now. This is their N.I.J. level 4 10x12 plate, their new in-house production model. This guy weighs 17 pounds, 14 ounces. It's rather thin at 730 thousandths thick. It is a single curve there. You can see one little curve. If this is the first time you're tuning into my channel for an armor test, I try to stick to as many constants as possible so that you all have this information handy, or if you're the manufacturer, you have this information handy as well to actually go to a certified N.I.J. lab and get your plate special threat tested. So I stick at 45 feet, which is the N.I.J. testing distance for rifle armor. I shoot at 0 degrees, which is worst case scenario for the armor. Any oblique angles add more material for a projectile to go through. I use a chronograph whenever possible. It's the Pro Chronopal Digital DLX. It's about 90 to 95 degrees outside today. Also, since this plate employs a ceramic strike face per the N.I.J., we've dropped it on its face 2 times. Plate number 2 was donated by an anonymous donor, and they peeled away some of this coating here, and you can see that that drop test is not easy on ceramic strike faces. We already have some cracks propagating here. This is why it's very important to employ a high density foam on the strike face, so that if you fall on it or take any baseball bats to the stomach or something, that foam's going to absorb those impacts. We also put a spreadsheet here at the beginning and end of our testing, so you guys have all that data nice and handy. Allow me a few moments to reposition everything, and we're going to see how much alumina we can make fly today. I think I forgot to mention in the opening of the video how we mount our armor plates when we test them on my channel. I have a giant 16 by 16 by 4 inch deep clay briefcase filled with Roma Plastilina #1 clay, the actual clay that the N.I.J. uses. It was donated by Chavant. I'll put their link in the description below in case you need to buy some of this clay. I can't keep it at the temperature that the N.I.J. does to actually certify it, so we just get an idea of what back face is going to be like with my clay. So since this is an N.I.J. level 4 or RF3 plate, we're going to go right to this specification, M2AP at 2880 feet per second. I have 2 of those. I also have a Barnes tipped triple shock, I think that's the name of it. It's an all copper load in our 300 Winchester Magnum, so we should see over 3,400 feet per second in that bad guy. We have a Thompson center compass with a 24-inch barrel, JK Armament rifle kit on there. Now normally I have a +P+ variant of M2AP going over 3,200 feet per second sometimes, but based on what I'm seeing on this plate, I'm not sure how multiple hit capable this thing is, so I'm going to just do 2 shots of the M2AP at standard pressure. I will place the first standard pressure shot probably the upper left of the plate. A little over specification there. This one, I'll go to the extreme right. That one was actually in specification, and there's some carnage happening down there with our plate. I'm gonna have to pause and see how much ceramic is left. Hold on a second. And now our Barnes tipped triple shock. I'm gonna probably place this in the lower right-hand corner because there's some serious delamination happening on the plate already after 2 shots. $35.25. Woo! Let's go see what's left of that plate. Okay, folks, here was our standard pressure shot number 1, which was a little overpressured by about 25 feet per second. And then here was shot number 2, which was in the specification. And then here was our Barnes tipped triple shock down there. As you can see, They're using alumina, and there's a fiberglass style material behind it, and there is a lot of delamination already on this plate. I would venture to say that this is truly a one-hit wonder for the actual M2AP specification, because that just happened. The entire ceramic strike face is gone. And R.A.N.G.E, we have a penetration from our Barnes triple shock, as well as the second M2AP shot right there. You can see there's a giant hole in my wonderful clay there. Here's the penetration from the other M2AP. Now, back face wise, I will say very impressive. Look at the one that it did stop. That's like a 5.56 dimple that you would see on some other like RF2 plates. That part is very impressive. Back face in the clay, right around 24 millimeters. May see more in an actual NIJ test, but whatever material this is, I think it's like it's almost like a fiberglass. So like we saw on the hoplite test with them using aramid fibers, that particular material is really good at stopping back face, but if your ceramic is not there to erode, degrade, and shatter the projectile, and there's any speed that then hits this type of material afterwards, then we're getting a penetration. So I'm not sure what to think about that. Almost like you need to go to a hybrid and have both polyethylene and this type of material if you want the best of both worlds. Again, the most concerning part is there's literally nothing left of the strike face on this, so we're going to have to go to the second plate, and I think we're just going to shoot 5.56 threats at it. Well, everyone, I'm not sure how long this video will end up being in post-production. Normally when I shoot two plates of the same model, I'm into 20 minutes, but with the amount of delamination that we're seeing from this plate, I'm not sure how far we'll make it. So I want to test some 5.56 threats against this plate. We have our TC Compass 22-inch barrel with a turbo 5.56 on it. Longest barrel length you'll probably see. Most unrealistic, but we're going to have the highest velocity possible. We have 4 different kinds of rounds that we're going to shoot at this. We have M193, that is the Army's 55 grain full metal jacket. The mosquitoes are biting me. We have the M855, which is a 62 grain full metal jacket. It has a conical steel insert in the tip. Then we have M855A1, that is the Army's current issue ball round, 62 grains again, larger steel tip, copper core. Then we have Barnes TSX, is a 52 grain all copper round, going pretty quickly. So we have 1 round of that, 3 rounds of M855A1, 2 M855. These are Igman. I just completed the testing on these. Pretty good little round. And then 3 rounds of our Independence M193 maximum velocity. I'm going to try to walk these in a straight line and hope that this plate stays together. So I'm going to place this one the top of the plate where there is no coating. And then because I've compromised the coating or the ceramic, I'm not sure how, now I'm going to have to go down a couple inches to the left again. M193 again. Not sure I got a velocity reading off that. Then M855 will be below the first M193 shot. The chronograph just reconnected. This one I'm going to replace right next to that last one. Now our A1. I'm gonna go right next to the last one again. This one's gonna be all the way to the right. I don't think there's enough. Well, this will be back towards the top on the right side, middle. And our TSX is our last round, and I'm honestly not even sure where there's ceramic left, folks. This will be the upper right of the plate. Hopefully there's some ceramic there, guys. All right. I don't think there's a lot left of that plate. Let's go see what happened. Okay, there's a lot going on here, and we had to review the footage out here, but we have them marked properly. Here was the first M193 shot. Here was the second, the third. Then we went all the way down here for the first M855 shot, then the M855 shot number 2. Then there's A1 number 1, number 2, and then number 3. And then we finished with the Barnes TSX all the way up here. It's interesting that that M193, that first shot, blew that whole chunk of ceramic apart. And literally the only thing holding this on here are my green straps that my Patreon supporters helped me purchase. And you could too if you like what I do here. Place those bets in the comments below. Well, there goes the strike face. R.A.N.G.E, our M193. We saw penetrations with M193 when we tested the HESCO L210 plate. It stopped everything else though. Even our M855A1s, as far as any of our back face goes, we're looking 25 millimeters there, 22 millimeters there, 16 millimeters there, 20 millimeters there. Now with the N.I.J. clay, it has to be heated to a certain temperature, and the warmer this clay gets, the softer that it gets and the more that it's going to show back face. So in an actual N.I.J. test, we could see definitely more back face. I'm just very concerned about how quickly this ceramic strike face delaminated itself from the plate. Had I not used any rubber straps, it probably would have been gone after the second shot. Well, everyone, I'm sorry that our test of our AR500 armor in-house level 4 was so short. We had some serious delamination going on with our ceramic to our fiberglass aramid fiber backer that really, this plate seems to be designed to stop one hit of M2AP at the specified speed, and that's about it. Now, our plate did provide some multi-hit capability against our 5.56 threats. However, had we not had those green straps there, that ceramic would have probably easily flown away, and then we would have just been left with the backer to shoot our threats against. This particular backing material seemed to provide good back face reduction on the plate for the rounds that it did stop. Kind of like in the hoplite test, that aramid fiber helped really flatten out the back face and not keep it so localized and deep. But it seems to have trouble with any kind of projectile that's left over that has any kind of speed. It doesn't stop it like polyethylene does. Generally, in all of my armor demo videos, I try to provide you, the watcher, potential buyer, with as much information that's unbiased as possible so you can make the final decision. I'm not trying to push you as an influencer or whatever towards that decision, but in this case, I probably would not recommend this plate. Now, it is thin at almost 3/4 of an inch thick. It's kind of heavy at almost 8 pounds, and it's only single curve, but literally it's only rated to stop that one M2AP shot, which again, it met this threat specification, but any of our other level 4 that we've tested in the past has been fully capable of stopping multiple hits of other rounds before becoming completely compromised. The mosquitoes are getting quite bad out here. It's 7 o'clock and I think I need to get the heck out of here. So as I close out all of my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who helped make these possible, especially in 2021. Number one is my Patreon supporters. Number two is my wallet, because in full transparency, I purchased one of these plates to torture, and the other one was sent to me by an anonymous donor. And of course, number three is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range. How about that? Okay.